Use Handmade. This is a podcast all about creating your own handmade wardrobe through knitting and sewing. Sorry, it's been a while. Okay, let's see if I remember how to do this. Hi guys, it's been a little while. I am increasingly more pregnant by the day. Today is the 3rd of May. I'm due on the 12th. I'm kind of fed up now, in case you hadn't noticed. Yes, we're ready to meet you, whoever you are. So I thought I'd pop in and do a quick podcast. I wanted to say a quick hello to Molly of Molly Klein Designs, who texted me earlier and said, "Are you podcasting today?" Yes I am, Molly, I'm here, hi. I've just come out of hospital. I had to have some checks done and things, so I've been in for a couple of days. I'm a bit all over the place, but we've got quite a lot of knitting done over the last few weeks, and even some sewing. I have no knitting FOs this week. Sorry about that, no knitting FOs. However, I have got quite a lot of progress on a few other bits that you've not seen before. So last time you saw me, I'd finished the Silcom shawl. This was one you hadn't actually seen yet when I started it, but that's finished, and that was last time's FO. And so because I'd finished that, I started on another shawl design, and I did say I had a bit of dream knitting that I wanted to do. I decided I'd do the Audra shawl by Ambah O'Brien, and it's my first Ambah O'Brien pattern, and oh my god, I love it. So I am using Life in a Big Wool tea at Pemberly. I think this is her MCM. I am using Elephant Ears by Lay Family Yarns. It's got every now and again just this kind of like graphite-y kind of colour. It's really cool. And I'm using Silk Cloud in Bone from Shibui as my mohair. So those three, and I showed you them last time. Here's where I'm up to. So this has probably had the most work out of anything this week, or this time. If everything wasn't attached, that would be great. Here you go, so it's an asymmetrical shawl. You strand the mohair and the main colour, and then into lace. So I've just finished the first lace repeat, and I love it. I'm not normally a particularly confident lace knitter, but I really enjoyed this. I think it will block out nicely. It's a bit difficult to see at the moment, just kind of looks like lots of holes. Probably because I'm showing you the wrong side. That's better. So, as I said, it's an asymmetrical shawl. So you're increasing on one side, decreasing on the other. And you've got these nice squishy garter rows. Then you've got this gorgeous lace. It's quite a nice centralised lace, I really like that. So this is the mohair and the tea at Pemberley, and then this is the elephant ears. I wasn't sure whether the colours were going to be enough when I started it, so but I'm pretty happy with them now. I've got the chunk of grey lace in there. I'm pretty happy with how it's turning out. I'll try my best to show it again. I'm sure it's quite a big shawl. I'm sure I'll show it again before it's finished. So yeah, so that's the Audra shawl. I will talk about my bags in a minute because they are under acquisitions. I wasn't keen on sweater knitting because I thought with the amount of extra of me that there is, or the extra person that's in there, I didn't really want to start a new sweater, although I really wanted to sweat in it. So what I've decided to do is to pick my Zweig back up and just continue to knit on it, finish it, because there's no reason why it won't fit me afterwards, hopefully. So I've put a little bit more work on my Zweig, not huge amounts, but trying to see if I had a progress keep on here. Yeah, I did. So I've done a couple of inches, and here it is. So for those who haven't seen the podcast before, or don't know, or haven't seen this before, this is Zweig by Caitlin Hunter. The lace is Lay Family Yarns in the Cornish way, and the main colour is Life and Long Grass Antique. It's coming out really nice and dark actually this time round. It's more berry than this, and the don't know if I'll get an accurate read, the colour's not good today, but it does really show the lace nicely. Yeah, so I was about here, somewhere like that. And what was really putting me off about the whole thing, was the alternating skeins was really getting me down on this, and I was just getting sick of having ends here, there and everywhere. Here you go, I'll show you the just like end vomit everywhere. So what I decided to do was look into helical knitting, or the other thing they call it is a jogless join. So I've been doing that for a little while. Oh my god, it's so easy. Why didn't I do it to start with? Like, there's literally no reason why I didn't do it to start with, other than I was thinking it was going to be difficult, and it isn't. It's so easy. So I'm now working from 2 skeins. I don't think it's made a huge amount of difference, to be honest, compared to where I was alternating every other row down to where I've been helical knitting. I don't know, the light's there. I don't know if that makes it any easier. I'm just going to keep going on it. It's a good mindless knit. I've just got sleeves and body to do, so I'm just going to keep on trucking with that one. I made the large at the top, and then I made the decision after the lace to... Was it before the lace? Might even have been before the lace. No, I think I made the decision after the lace to go to an extra large, so I did some extra increases here before the colour work. So this should be an extra large, which hopefully means there's going to be enough room for me in there after baby. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this. I really like how it's going. I would have had it finished had I felt like I could wear it right now, but I can't. So yes, it is fingering weight, so it is slow, but it's good TV knitting, so that's all good. I don't know if I've mentioned this bag before, but this isn't a new acquisition, but I just thought I'll show you my Kaleidoscope City bag. I think she's got a sale on, or has had a sale recently, but yeah, go and grab them. They are really lovely bags. So some other whips that I've got, they're just small ones. They're just kind of things that have been languishing, or I wanted to pick back up again because they just need to be finished. First one, this has been in my bag forever. This is just a teeny weeny baby hat. It's not really very complicated at all. I'm just on the decreases. This yarn is my own hand dyed. It's just a mini I'm working from. Yeah, just ready for that to just be done. It kind of reminds me of Violet Beauregard from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. It's that kind of like Violet, you're turning violet kind of colour. I don't know if that's better read. Yeah, so just a little baby hat. I have made another one of these that I haven't shown on the podcast because I made it when we first found out we were having a baby, and so I gifted it to my mother-in-law as like a little you're having a grandbaby gift thing. So I think she has given it back to me now, but I'm not entirely sure where it is. I can't remember the pattern. Then I've got my Swedish pancake mitts. I think I'd started these last podcast, I can't remember. I haven't done anything really on them. I've just got to almost the point. I think they have to be 6 inches of rib, and it's boring, so I have done a bit of rib. They're almost at the point now where they are ready to start the colour work. But now it's getting into May, or it is May. Do I really need to have, so I probably need to do another couple of inches, don't I? So the Swedish pancake mitts are by Walla. I've been desperate to make them for ages. She makes them out of merino. I've made them out of Finullgarn. She says that will affect the gauge, but actually I don't think they're too bad. I'm knitting these on a 2.25, and then I think you go up to a 3 for the colour work. But the idea is they're kind of like gauntlet type things, so you go all the way up to here, then you have a little bit of colour work at the end. But it's just the fact that I'm going round and round in rib and it's boring me. So they've not really got very far since the last you saw them. So the next thing I have is my Rosehip socks that I've been knitting from Yarnia Designs. So I finished one as test knit. Here it is. It's not on a sock blocker. You've seen it before. Yeah, so that's my completed one, and I'm determined to finish this other one because I would like a pair of socks. So here's the other one. It's a little bit further than last you saw it, so I think I just cast on and done 1 repeat or so last time you saw it. I've now done 3 repeats. It's quite a long pattern. It's really beautiful though. This is my progress keeper from Chapel View Crafts, I think, possibly via Lay Family Yarns afternoon tea club, which I loved. So yeah, they are on the go. They need to be finished soon. I might spend some time focusing on that. Now my lace is out of the way on my Audra. I don't have anything particularly to focus on, like a complex project. So I thought, you know, I can pick these back up and keep going. I think it's around 11 repeats for me to get to here. I'm pretty sure this is 11 for me to complete the whole sock. So it's quite a long repeat for each Rosehip, and so I have to sit and stare at the chart. So those are almost there. I suppose, you know, I've got 1 and a bit, so that's not too bad. Also, this is in another bag which I bought at Unravel. This is from West Green Loft Yarns. This is hand woven and handmade little bag. I spoke about it last time when I did my Unravel haul. So yeah, that's those. And then the last whip isn't really much to write home about. I started thinking about sweaters, and if I did want a sweater, what kind of sweater would I want for running around with a tiny little one. And I decided that the Weekender was one that I wanted to cast on, and I'd cast this on a long time ago actually, but really had trouble with the tubular cast on. It's the first time I'd done it and it was a bit dodgy in places. But yes, I mastered it eventually, and I've made quite a large size, and I'm sort of debating whether this is too large and whether I need to start again, which I really don't want to do. So what I might do is just have the back piece in a larger size, and then, so this is the back piece of rib. Don't look too closely in the middle because that's where my tubular cast on was not great. This yarn is Knitpicks Wool of the Andes in Seraphim. It's a kind of mauvey, that top bit's probably best. It's a kind of mauvey colour. I don't know if it's really my colour, but we'll see. The Weekender doesn't take very long because it's Aran weight, or worsted weight. Yeah, so I'm knitting this on my child use. I was really enjoying it, but again, it's just stuck in rib at the moment. Once that back piece is done, then you cast on the front piece. So I'll probably cast on less stitches, or a smaller size on the front piece, and then maybe decrease my back piece down. I haven't really decided whether that's what I want to do. I think it's around 20 stitches I've got to decrease from the back to get to the next size down. I think because I started it when I was pregnant, I felt like this was this was going to be the amount of rib I was going to need. Which, when I'm pregnant, yeah, but maybe not after. That's all of the whips that I've got going on at the moment. There's quite a few whips actually. I still feel like I want to be casting stuff on, but I probably shouldn't for the moment. Baby is imminent now. We don't know what day or when. Be good if they could hurry up because I'm a little bit over this now. So what I'll do is I'll go into Yarnia acquisitions. There isn't a lot this time around, amazingly, shockingly. There isn't a lot of acquisitions this time round from yarn. And then I'm going to talk some sewing. So if you're interested in sewing, yeah, stay tuned. I should have scripted it anyway, so you know that. So acquisitions wise for yarny things. So straight after the last podcast, I purchased these. So Wool on the X, I've mentioned before, is a yarn shop in Exeter. I went to visit and they were lovely. It was really lovely to meet them. And I bought some silk and stuff from there, still in my stash. And they had a sale on, but they had a sale specifically on John Arbon. And those who have watched podcasts will know that I've knit with John Arbon yarn before and I really love it. Particularly Knit by Numbers. I made the Fern and Feather out of their Falkland Merino in a gorgeous purple and like a lovely, it's not even a grey, it's kind of like a biscuit kind of colour, and I really love it, but right now it doesn't go on my body. But yes, so I've knit with John Arbon before and they had a sale on the John Arbon DK, and normally it's around £13 a skein, and they had it down for £8. So with that in mind, I decided to jump on it because I'd been waiting to get some sweater quantities at Unravel and I couldn't decide what DK I wanted. Funnily enough, I did pick up a shade card from John Arbon at Unravel because I was like, well, if I'm going to use it all the time, it's a really useful fibre. It's local, not local to me, but my family are West Country based, and I grew up in Devon and around that sort of area. So I decided I'd buy a shade card, and because I'd spent a certain amount of money, they very kindly gave me a shade card. So I had a shade card ready, and so I decided that I was going to buy a couple of sweater quantities of John Arbon. I'm intending to make some cardigans, I think. One of them I had in mind for quite a while was to make the Vault sweater by, I'll put it in the down bar, I've forgotten who it is. One of the things I wanted to do was make the Vault sweater, and at Edinburgh I picked up the Skein Queen DK minis that you needed to make the lightning bolt in the sweater in pink, and then they suggested that you used Skein Queen Crush DK in a grey colour, I think it's Abbey Ruins or something like that, for the actual main body of the jumper, but that would have made it a very expensive jumper, and so I've kept hold of the minis, but I've been on the lookout for a grey that would match, and so I picked up the Knit by Numbers KBN 06, which is this colour. It's a kind of, reminds me kind of school uniform grey, for those in the UK who know what I mean by that. It's slightly lighter maybe, that's quite a good representation over here. So this is the Falkland Merino, 100% Falkland Merino. And yeah, so I bought 6, I think, of this to be able to make the Vault sweater. Again, I'm not going to cast it on until after baby. Just in terms of sizing, I know it's kind of bat-wingy and a bit 80s in kind of style, so hopefully it will be nice and comfy and cosy in that. And then the other one I bought, and here endeth my stash enhancement for yarn, which is unheard of. I got KBN 84, and I really want to make a cardigan out of this one. It's a really lovely denim-y blue, and I don't have a cardigan in this colour. I don't have very much in this colour, but it's that kind of chambray kind of colour, and I've got a chambray shirt that I wear and I love all the time, and I keep saying I must make another one, but to have another cardigan in this colour would be great. And I quite like, there's some Alicia Plummer ones, again I'll put it in down below, I've forgotten the name of the cardigan, but I will, if I can, insert a picture as well. So again, I think I bought 6 or 7 of those in the sale. So it was one of those where it actually saved me more money because I was intending to buy the grey anyway, and it was quite significantly discounted, which was fabulous. So the other things that I've bought this time round are bags. So I've in fact bought 4 bags. So I've in fact bought slightly more than this, but one thing is a gift, so I can't tell you about that until it's been gifted to the person, because she's been waiting quite a long time for it. So I bought these from the Tudor Rose Crafts studio, and they are kind of like similar style to kind of drawstring faux fringe bags, I suppose. So here they are. This is the yellow canvas. I wanted one because I quite like the idea of the La Bien-Aimée fringe bag, but they are so expensive, and you know, I don't need to have it say fringe bag for me to feel like I'm carrying around a fringe bag. So they are really beautifully made. I know that when I emailed and said I was going to review them, she was a little worried, but there's no need to be worried. So here you go. So this is the first one. So this is the kind of medium-ish size. It's got a nice flat bottom. The canvas is starting to sort of wear a little bit now, which is nice. I mean, it's just been kind of used quite well, this one so far, because I've had my Audra in it. The lining is just a dark grey. It's got some nice touches like the little wooden labels. Yeah, so really happy with this. This one I've been using more than my other one, simply because it's been housing my Audra, so I've been using that one. What I would say I would like maybe is just a little bit more of a handle. If I was going to sew one up, I'd probably do it with a longer handle. But yeah, really happy with these. The drawstring's nice and sturdy, the canvas is really nice. Yeah, and overall just a lovely stylish bag. Then the other one I bought from Tudor Rose Crafts is I think this counts as their large size. I'll have to put it up if that's not the case. And they're very reasonably priced. So here's the pink. I had to get pink. This one comes with a really lovely strap and an extra detachable one, which is fab. Fully lined inside. No pockets on the inside, but you do have a little notions pouch that comes with, which matches. And the lining is the lovely minty, same as in that one. Yeah, I really like them. I think they're really lovely, and I like having this handle on the back. There's also a little pocket on both sides. This one's a double pocket, so you've got the option of putting needles and stuff in there. I think I would have liked to have 2 handles for this one, although it does crush down, so you can carry it that way. But yeah, I'm really impressed with them. I think they're lovely, and I've not been a big project bag person, as you can probably see from what's strewn around. I've got kind of my fibre share bag and my yak tote, so I tend to use totes and stuff. I've not been a big project bag person up until recently, but I'm starting to look through my stash and realising I have enough yarn for a while, because obviously with tiny human being born, I've had to change things around in my sewing room. I probably should have talked about that. I could talk about that later. But because I've changed things around in here, I've had to consolidate the stuff that I had, so fabric and yarn. So I've decided that having project bags is a good idea, because then at least I've got a little plastic box that I've now got downstairs next to my chair, and my projects that I'm working on and whips and stuff are all going to sit and live in there. So I thought if they're in project bags, it just gives them an extra bit of protection. And these ones from Tudor Rose Crafts are really beautiful. Then the last one, this one comes from KnitGizmo Makes, and she'd been putting up on Instagram lots of project bags that she was making with the intention of selling. And I missed her first update, or I didn't miss it. I think everything I wanted had gone by the time I got there, which is not unusual really. But I have an unhealthy obsession with the Moomins. When we were little, those who kind of know the West Country and stuff might know of Clevedon Pier, which is a really lovely Edwardian pier near where I grew up. And we used to call that Moomin Pier, and it was so, you know, we had this bit of this Scandi obsession with Moomins, and we loved them. And so as soon as she said she was making Moomin bags, I was like, I need to have one of those. But I couldn't find a combination that I really, really loved, and I thought, you know, this is the Moomin bag I'm gonna have. But this update, she did have one, and I really liked it, and it was really my style and something that I felt that I could have. So I went for this one, which is the little Tarzan Moomin. And then we've got, of course, and the same on the back and the front. And I think the thing that put me off sometimes was that in order to pattern cut it, there were little bits of Moomins, whereas this one is very much, you've got Moomins on that side and you've got Moomins on that side. And I like the contrasting salmon coloured zip and the really lovely wooden KnitGizmo Makes. It was a really reasonable bag. It's a nice size. I think it's probably quite a good sock project bag. I think what I'll probably do is my Rosehip socks will probably live in here because they have very much outgrown my tiny it's what should be a notions pouch. So I think they're going to graduate the Rosehip socks into my Moomin bag. She also added some little treats, so I had a little mini there and some tea and a little fudge chocolate bar. So thank you very much, that's really lovely. Oh, I didn't show the inside, I should have. It's a nice deep bag actually, a really good kind of sock project bag, or maybe a little bit bigger. You could probably fit a couple of balls of yarn in there. I wouldn't say it was a kind of sweater, but oh, I love it. I love Moomins. I love them so much. I know they're not the best in terms of reading them to children, very small children. Some of them can be a little bit harrowing, so I will make sure that I'm careful when I'm reading, or I'll read them first before reading them to the new one. But yeah, so that's been my stash enhancement, that's been whips, no FOs this time round, but I do have a sewing FO. So with that in mind, this is my sewing FO. So this is my Cara top from Neilsen. So this is the maternity top I said I was intending to make, and I did make. I only made one and I kind of feel like it's a bit futile to make any more right now, but I am really happy with it. So I made the extra large, which is probably a bit big for me even now at 9 months pregnant. It probably is still a little too large, but what I really liked about it was the length, because it kind of goes down to a kind of tunic length. It's also got a nice curved hem, so it's been really comfortable to wear, and in my last few weeks at work this was a godsend because all my other tops had started to creep up my belly, and so I had like a maternity vest underneath and I'm pulling one down and pulling one up, and but this was really, really good. The thing I didn't do was I didn't make my usual alterations which I would make for my lark tees and, you know, any other t-shirt that I normally make, simply because things have changed a little bit on here for my body. Because things have changed in terms of my bust size has changed. Obviously waist is just gone somewhere, don't know, hopefully it will return. And yeah, and then there's this, all of this up in here. So I went with the extra large simply because I didn't want to get to that point where it didn't fit. Had I made these earlier on in my pregnancy, I definitely would have made sure that I did my normal alterations. So my normal alterations because I haven't talked sewing in so long, normal alterations are, I have narrow shoulders, so I normally take out the top of the arm, top of the shoulder seam, top of the arm side, and normally cut down right down to sort of a size 10 in the arm side. Yeah, and take out of the neckline in the shoulder seam. So what I effectively do is I pinch this excess out of the pattern, and then that moves my seam closer to my shoulder. Occasionally I might mess with the neckline. I didn't mess with that this time. I am 5'4", so I will often shorten patterns. That's something I could have done with this as well, because of the ruching on the sides. I don't know if you can see, but because of the ruching on the sides and me being quite short, yes, it's really nice that it's long, but the ruching could have done with being a little higher up. So for me, I probably would slash at the waist, bring it up a little bit longer, a little bit shorter I should say. So effectively, you know, tuck that so that the ruching comes up here. Equally, if I wanted to keep the length, what I would do is just move the ruching up a little bit more. But I really like where it is in terms of the fit around my belly is really nice. I like that it nips in underneath my belly as well. A lot of maternity things I've been wearing haven't been fitted with quite enough stretch. This was don't even remember where I got it. So the fabric is a jersey, it's just a viscose jersey. It could well have been a Minerva a long time ago. I had quite a lot of it left. I think I'll probably de-stash it actually, because I'm not normally a red person. And I have been wearing it, and it has been, you know, great for maternity. I'm not sure if this colour is me. The peachy colours and the salmony colours definitely, but there's just a bit too much red and purple in here I find it a bit much. Yeah, so in terms of the pattern, I love the pattern. Megan Neilsen is a drafting genius. If you've never made any of her patterns before, definitely check them out. I was going to look at the Erin skirt as well, but I'm not a big skirt wearer. I will definitely make Cara's again if I ever have any more pregnancies, and I would live in them with my normal alterations that I would do for any of my other t-shirts. I did manage to wear my lark tees right the way through until 6 months, something like that, so I had done quite well, but I was just conscious that I don't want to stretch them because I really love some of my lark tees by Grainline Studio. So yeah, that's my that is my sewing FO. As you can see the ruching here. This is because I've got this excess fabric going on, and actually it's probably quite a good example for those who haven't sewn. You can see where my seam is. My seam should be up here. I anticipated that would be the case, but as it was going to be just kind of like a wearable muslin anyway, I tried not to worry about it too much, and you know, if I made another one, I've already made the alterations to the pattern. I can get that done, no problemo. And I would also probably cut a size down. So yeah, this is a sewing FO. Does it feel weird? It feels weird to me. I've been desperate to do some sewing. I think I might work on some Blackwood cardies when baby's here. I'd really like to perhaps do another 6-pack or capsule wardrobe when baby's here, just so I can get myself sort of sorted on size, but maybe 6 garments that I could alternate and move around, because I'm going to be off for maternity leave. So yeah, if you're interested in that, or you have any breastfeeding friendly or you know, postpartum clothes that you've worn that you think are really good patterns, let me know in the comments below, because I'd really love to know that and start putting together a little bit of a capsule. As you can tell, I'm sat here just waiting for baby now, so if we can think of some stuff to do in the meantime, then that's going to be great. So thank you so much for watching. I know this has been a bit rambly, just waiting for baby and getting all the whips done. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully my background won't be quite so boring next time. Once this room's totally finished, I will show you it as a kind of, you know, it's now become a sewing room slash bedroom, whereas before it was very much just a sewing room with a sofa in it. We've had to change that around a bit, ready for baby. So once that's done, I'll give you a bit of a tour. But thanks so much for watching, and I will see you really soon.